29 Crescent Drive in Augusta. And remember, look for the red ribbon.
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, weeknights on CBS.
Thanks for watching News 12, on your side.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12, First at 5.
A school and community coming together to remember the life of an 8-year-old girl killed in a drive-by shooting near her home. Today, Jenkins White Elementary School unveiled a garden in honor of Arbery Lee Anthony. The mayor also proclaimed today, April 25th, as Arbery Anthony Day. She was killed in January of 2022, right in front of her home off Old Savannah Road in Augusta. News 12's Hallie Turner went to the garden dedication and spoke to the school's principal about her legacy.
This garden here at Jenkins White Elementary is small for now, but they're planting the roots to continue the growth of an 8-year-old's legacy to live on. Family and friends in the Augusta community say anyone who knew Aubrey knew she loved the outdoors, education, flowers, and the color purple, and so much more. As a way to honor her birthday, Earth Day, and Aubrey Anthony's Day, the school Aubrey attended has started a garden symbolizing the growth of her legacy that will carry on.
To be able to serve our kids in different capacities. And I know that our students have a love for Aubrey. We have a love for Aubrey, and so we just wanted to do something special coming up on her birthday and for Earth Day. So we just kind of tie it all in together so that we can have something, start a tradition every year for our kids to look forward to.
And coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we give you a deeper look into how this garden is helping make the hard days for her friends and family a little easier.
Thanks for that, Hallie. More than a year after Arbery's death, 5 suspects are awaiting trial. All of them have pleaded not guilty. They were all denied bond. Antoine Redfield is accused of pulling the trigger in that case. He is facing more than 24 charges. Kendaris Brown is facing 23 charges in all. He tried to get his bond reconsidered in December, but was denied. Henry Beach is also facing more than 20 charges. He's in state prison serving a 20-year sentence for robbery by force. He could be in prison until 2031. Destiny Rich is facing more than a dozen charges. And Antonios Thomas Jr. is facing nearly 30 charges. There is no trial date yet for any of the suspects. Taking a look outside, a nice day.
An update on some high rain chances later in the week in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you, Riley. Should a bar and grill keep its alcohol license if a number of violent crimes have happened there? Well, that's the issue before an Augusta committee today. Level 9 Sports Bar and Grill on Damascus Road has been the scene of shootings, a stabbing, and quite a few simple battery cases. Most recently, 3 people were shot at the club in mid-March. In a 4-0 vote, the committee voted to bring the issue to the entire Augusta Commission. So next Tuesday, they'll decide whether or not to give Level 9 a 6-month probation. Now, under that, the bar would have to go 6 months without an incident or face the possibility of closing down. Today, we're getting a better idea when a couple of new bills signed into law will be in the hands of voters. Voters will have to wait until the 2024 general primary to decide on giving Mayor Garnett Johnson voting power at Augusta Commission meetings. Coming up in November, voters could decide on a 0.5% sales tax to pay for a new James Brown arena, but commissioners will need to make a decision on what they want before that happens. Don't forget, you have just a few hours left to cast your vote in the North Augusta municipal election. There are 3 seats open on City Council. Polling is open until 7 o'clock this evening. Of course, we'll have the results for you right here coming up on News 12 at 11. With just 9 days left in South Carolina's legislative session, lawmakers are back on a familiar and controversial debate, abortion. Despite Republicans dominating the legislature, they've failed to enact tighter restrictions since the state Supreme Court struck down South Carolina's 6-week ban in January. Our State House reporter Mary Green has the details.
The House and Senate have both already passed abortion bans this year. The Senate's a 6-week ban, and the House's a ban from conception. But the 2 chambers have been unwilling to take up each other's bills until Tuesday.
Things have changed considerably in South Carolina since Dobbs, even though the law has not. And the things have changed considerably in South Carolina because the law has has not.
Here's what preliminary data from DHEC shows. This time last year, about 4% of abortions in South Carolina were performed on residents of other states. Last month, it was about 45%, and about 15 times more residents of other states sought abortions in South Carolina than they did a year ago. The number of people from other states getting abortions in South Carolina started spiking in July, right after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, and tighter restrictions went into effect in nearby states like Tennessee and Georgia shortly after. Those numbers rose again in September, right after the South Carolina Supreme Court blocked the state's 6-week ban. Since then, abortion has been legal in South Carolina before about 20 weeks into a pregnancy.
South Carolina has become the abortion destination state in the Southeast because South Carolina's law is the weakest of any state in the Southeast.
Senate Republican leader Shane Massey says at this rate, 12,000 abortions are on pace to be administered in South Carolina by the end of the year. But opponents argue against painting broad strokes based on the numbers alone.
You don't know the specifics of each case, the medical behind it. You don't know anything about it. But these numbers, it's very difficult. Would you agree when you get up and you look at numbers and not know the stories behind them?
Debate will continue in the Senate on this bill Wednesday. Senator Massey has repeatedly said in the last several months that there isn't enough support in the Senate to pass the House's ban from conception, and it doesn't appear that any of the senators who have previously opposed that ban now support it. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
Thanks, Mary. Presidential candidate and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley held a policy speech today on abortion in Arlington, Virginia. She outlined her thoughts on the topic and explained her campaign will stand behind what she calls a reasonable pro-life approach.
We should be able to agree that contraception should be more available, not less. And we can all agree that women who get abortions should not be jailed. A few have even called for the death penalty. That's the least pro-life position I can possibly imagine.
Haley's announcement comes on the same day President Joe Biden announced his bid for re-election. He made it official earlier today, setting off a battle to convince our country that he should run things for another 4 years, and that his age will not be an issue. President Biden says his work is not done. In his first speech since announcing his re-election bid, the president talked about his economic accomplishments.
I've never been more optimistic about America's future. We're on the cusp of major change. We're creating jobs again. Manufacturing has come alive again. People can afford a decent health care.
The timing of the announcement is no coincidence. It is 4 years to the day since President Biden first announced his White House run. At least one other Democrat has announced he will run against President Biden. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. launched his bid for the Democratic nomination last week. Millbrook Elementary School is hosting its first cultural festival. The goal is to highlight the school's diversity with families contributing food, activities, and performances from different cultures. It's more than just a fun event, though. It's also a literacy night, highlighting students' research projects on other cultures. School leaders say literacy is about more than just being able to read. It's also about research and asking questions.
Literacy is just so broad that it goes throughout all subject areas. It is a life skill that our kids need to be successful. And we know that learning comes a lot from exposure. And what a better way for our kids to be exposed to the world around them than through their friends and their friends' families.
Parents will also be able to shop at the book fair with their kids so they can promote reading at home. Everyone's invited to attend the festival. It's from 5 to 6:30 at Millbrook Elementary School on Thursday night. And they say they hope to make this an annual event. A well-known and well-loved singer, actor, and activist has died. We'll remember the life of Harry Belafonte when First at 5 continues.
Well, we are bringing a big temperature divide out there tomorrow for Wednesday, and then tracking a little bit better rain chances late into the week. We'll have that full forecast coming up. Time is make sure you're keeping updated with the forecast. For the most part, though, it looks like those temps will be seasonal as we head into the weekend.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. Harry Belafonte, the singer, actor, and activist, has died at the age of 96 of congestive heart failure. Dan Shinneman takes a look at the legend's life and career.
Sad to say, I'm on my way.
Harry Belafonte was primarily raised by his mother.
I admired the struggle that she made, and I saw in her the things that I should be, and especially with her guidance and counsel.
While he studied acting in New York, he turned to music and eventually developed his signature sound. His 1956 album, Calypso, was the first LP to sell more than 1 million copies within a year.
Stack banana till the morning comes.
He was soon nicknamed the King of Calypso. The singer soon moved to the silver screen.
How it works.
The actor then became an activist. Passionate about civil rights, Belafonte was a close confidant of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Beyond being deeply moved by his intellectual capacity, it was his humility and the kind of humanity he revealed whenever he walked into a campaign and was deeply concerned about whether or not he was doing the right thing, not morally, but tactically.
Belafonte never backed away from his commitment to social justice. He fought apartheid in South Africa and hunger on the African continent. He helped bring the biggest names in music together to record We Are the World. It raised millions for victims of famine.
I got the platform and opportunity to articulate a point of view that many Americans share in people in the world, and I think I handled it with dignity and a certain kind of preciseness that I've not regretted.
Harry Belafonte, a life of purpose lived without regret.
But he will live on in his music. There are children around Georgia in need of a loving home. Up next, we introduce you to one of them after the break.
Furniture.
Grant Me Hope. Finding every foster child their forever home.
Our goal is to get older children in the foster care system adopted. Gina loves dancing, board games, and listening to music. She also needs a loving home.
Gina, born in 2010, is a sweet, energetic, affectionate, and nurturing girl who loves to bake, spend time with others, dance, take pictures, and play board games. She also enjoys riding her bike, listening to pop music, and playing and watching football. At school, where her favorite subject is math, Gina enjoys one-on-one time with her teachers.
My name is Gina, I'm 10. I've been a foster sister my whole life. I like music, gospel music. I love to play outside. I like cartoons and Tom and Jerry because it's funny. I love to cook. I love everything but cooking pork chops. I think it's okay to work in the house, do my chores, sweep and mop, and clean dishes.
Gina needs a loving adoptive family who will give her the attention, support, encouragement, structure, and nurturing environment she needs to continue to thrive and reach her goals.
I'm looking for a home to give me love. I'm looking for to be adopted. And I'm looking for a home to stay.
Grant Me Hope, because every child deserves a loving home.
Well, for the next couple of days, we do look to stay mostly dry. Just an isolated shower chance Wednesday and Thursday. Better chance to see some rain by Friday. But some warmer temps, and that is good news for our latest winner for our Plunkett Heating and Air Sunshade Giveaway. A big congratulations to Donna Mitchell from Aiken, South Carolina. To get your own sunshade, just go to WRDW.com, click on contests, and you can enter your email right there. Now look at the forecast just after the break.
Awesome!
Hello, sir. Can you stop me for your speed today? I got you at 54 and the 45, all right? It's going to be a warning, but I should just slow it down for me, okay? Thank you.
Sir.
Yeah?
I don't mean to argue with you, but I was not going 54 miles per hour because I had the cruise control set at 64.
All right, sir. Well, if that's the way you want to have it, here's your ticket for 64.
Thank you. RU64.com.
It's Hammered.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
is here.